been serving as the 6th president of Zambia since January 25th, 2015. Under President Michael Sata, Lungu served as the Minister of Justice and Minister of Defense. Following Sata's death in October 2014, Lungu was adopted as the candidate of the ruling Patriotic Front in a convention of the Patriotic Front in Kabwe for the January 2015 presidential by-election, which was to determine who would serve the remainder of Sata's term. In the election, he narrowly defeated opposition candidate Hakainde Hichilema and took office on 25th January 2015. Lungu was elected to full presidential term in the August 2016 election. Again, he narrowly defeated Hakainde Hichilema, initially disputed. He narrowly defeated Hakainde Hichilema, but this election was initially disputed, and there was a case that was before the Constitutional Court to nullify the result. But on 5th September, however, the court dismissed the case, and Lungu was sworn in for his full term on the 13th of September in 2016. He has a wife, Esther Lungu, and he's been, in State House for quite some time, for 7 years to be precise, and he's looking to extend his tenure of office by another 5 years. There was, issues that were being discussed recently. There were petitions that were raised before this particular election challenging the eligibility of President Edgar Lungu, but then, the Constitutional Court, a majority of the judges ruled that he indeed was eligible, and that his tenure of office when he took over from Michael Sata did not constitute a term. So that was the outcome of that particular case. Despite one of the judges, offering a dissenting view, the majority of the judges declared President Lungu eligible, and thus he's contesting in this particular election. Now, the other candidate that is running and is neck to neck with the Patriotic Front's Edgar Lungu is Hakainde Hichilema. Now, Hakainde Hichilema is a Zambian businessman and politician who has been president of the United Party for National Development, an opposition political party, since 2006. He is a perennial presidential candidate, having contested 5 times and lost in all of them, in 2006, 2008, 2011, 2015, and 2016. He is looking at this particular election this year as probably or possibly the election that gets to see him get to State House, and he's now leading in this election. If you look at the first 15 constituencies that the Electoral Commission of Zambia has officially announced, we do expect a second set, and then we see how that is going to pan out to be. So these are the 2 main contenders, so to speak, in this particular election. We get to hear from the Electoral Commission of Zambia in a few minutes on what is happening. There you have the results so far as they stand, where Hakainde Hichilema of the UPND seems to have an edge over Patriotic Front's Edgar Lungu, and in this particular instance, Hakainde Hichilema is leading the pack by 171,604 votes, and he's followed by Patriotic Front's Edgar Lungu with 110,178 votes. Then the DP's Harry Kalaba follows in this one with 1,244 votes. PAC's Andy Ford Banda has 1,241 votes. The Socialist Party have 824 votes. PNUP have 629 votes. NHP have 496 votes. UPPZ have 350 votes. ZUSD has 293 votes. MMD President Nevers Mumba has 238 votes, and Third Liberation Movement President Enoch Tonga has 234 votes. Now UNIP have 193 votes with their presidential candidate there, Bishop Trevor, and also we have NAREP President Stephen Nyirenda coming there with 170 votes. PEP Sean Tembo have 149 votes. Leadership Movement have got 85 votes, and also we do have EFF as sitting last to bottom at 68 votes. These are the official results as of the first 15 constituencies that have been announced by the Electoral Commission of Zambia. Now this morning the Electoral Commission of Zambia was scheduled to hold a briefing, and they were going to update the nation on who is on what the next set of results are looking like. But then there's an issue that has been raised in this particular briefing, and we're going to look at that particular topic with my colleagues, where Petroleum France Secretary General Davis Wheeler has questioned the Electoral Commission of Zambia's reluctancy to act on the number of queries that they have pushed forward. Amongst the queries that they have pushed forward is that they feel that this particular vote is unfair because their polling agents were being chased in areas such as Northwestern Province, Western Province, and Southern Province, and they feel that they could have performed better in these particular provinces, but they have not performed to their expectation because they felt that their agents that were chased from these particular areas, according to them, did not have a chance to monitor the vote, and so they feel the Electoral Commission of Zambia has to act, and the Secretary General is demanding for the Electoral Commission of Zambia to act, and to act right now. Let's have a listen to what Davis Mwila, the Petroleum France Secretary General, had to say. But also remember, in the next few moments we're going to be crossing back to the National Totaling Center, where Electoral Commission of Zambia commissioners are going to be announcing the results for the next set. Join us on the other side, but right now let's have a look at this video where the Petroleum France Secretary General has raised a number of concerns.
Honorable Chair and members of the Commission, I'm Secretary General of PF, I'm Honorable Davis Mwila. There's one issue that we want to raise as a party regarding the polling agents. By law, each political party is supposed to have a representative at a polling station. You will recall, Honorable Chair, that you had organized a meeting with all the stakeholders. Here, we raised the issue of the polling agents, and I said, how secure are they? Because in 2016, we had gone through the same experience where the polling agents in Southern Province were abducted, chased in the polling stations. And as a commission, you didn't give a clear answer. As we are speaking, the polling agents, our polling agents in Southern Province, Western and Northwestern Province, you are very much aware. We brought this matter to your attention on the same day of voting. They were chased in the polling stations, and some were abducted. And you are very much aware that our provincial chairman was killed at a polling station. And Honorable Chair, we are talking about legitimacy of the elections in those three provinces. We don't have access to G20 forms because our people were not in the polling stations. We need a clear position as a commission, because for us to know what is happening at a polling station, we need to have a polling agent, we need to have access to G20 forms. But as at now, We don't have access to G20. We need guidance. I thank you.
Raising a number of concerns. Now, this is to do with the polling agents that belong to the Patriotic Front, whom he is alleging were harassed and some abducted. It's a huge allegation there that has been made, but he says that some of his agents were abducted, and this has led to this election being considered as unfair. And now we want to we're going to be getting some views from certain members of the Patriotic Front who have their own opinion of the development and the happenings right now that are leading to so far what is looking like defeat for the Patriotic Front, unless when the Electoral Commission of Zambia announces the next results, things change. But at the moment, the Patriotic Front's Edgar Lungu is sitting second, and now we want to listen to how this particular group of people, members of the Patriotic Front, are going to be calling this particular election. Before we get to there, I do have a number of my colleagues, and now I think there's Muya Mukumbuta who is online and is going to be joining me via Zoom, just to give us an update of what Southern Province is looking like this particular moment today. Muya, how are you? Hello, Muya, are you there?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, thank you. How are you today?
Well, doing very well on this windy, sunny day here in Livingstone. The air is blowing, or rather the wind is blowing so much that even our microphones, we are having challenges in terms of having good sound. But we are okay. The election coverage here in Southern Province.
All right. Now, what is the mood at the moment there in Southern Province today?
Well, just like we've been reporting in the past few days, Livingstone has been generally peaceful. I may wish to take you back that even during the campaigns, Livingstone is one of the districts that has not recorded any serious acts of violence or maybe intimidation from either political parties. It has been very peaceful. Now, coming back to the main issue with regards to election results, we have here the latest we are able to report to you, State Liz, is that Patriotic Front candidate for the mayoral position here in Livingstone has conceded defeat to United Party for National Development mayoral candidate who is a female by the name of Mulevai. So in his conceding defeat message posted on his Facebook account, Eversfenete acknowledges that the UPND candidate has taken a seat for the mayoral position, and he has learned that from the verified results, which he is in possession, Fenete says that he has no choice but to concede defeat, because the numbers are just too overwhelming with regards to his opponent from the UPND. And he also goes on to say that he did his level best in terms of campaigning, in terms of putting all that which was needed to secure the seat of mayoral position. But the people of Livingstone chose otherwise. And also, he wanted to also congratulate Rodney Skumba, who is a UPND parliamentary candidate, where he said also that these two, their victory is well deserved. And also he went on to thank the the PF party for giving him that opportunity to stand on the PF ticket for that mayoral position. So this is the latest update we are having so far. Someone conceding defeat, acknowledging in as much the results have not yet been fully verified. He has conceded that defeat, and just like we said yesterday that the projection are that the UPND has scooped 19 wards against one independent who was one who is just from Smatavola ward, a newly created ward here in Livingstone. So this is the current status quo as far as the election updates are concerned. And also what we are getting on the ground now is that the consolidated results for presidential and also for parliamentary and mayoral are now taking they are now taking a good picture. We should be able to have those consolidated results by the end of the day.
We were monitoring the development with regards, the Electoral Commission of Zambia update. Now, the Patriotic Front's Davis Mwila, the Secretary General, issued a comment, and he says that his party had lodged in some complaints with the Commission. Now, your province, Southern Province, is one of the provinces that he is highlighted to have been, in this particular conversation, mentioned to have, had the Patriotic Front polling agents chased from polling stations. As a person that has been on the ground, were such activities, anywhere recorded?
Well, Southern Province is too vast, and also I'll stick to Livingstone. Here in Livingstone, on polling day, as I was covering polling stations one by one, I could see PF polling agents among their fellow polling agents. Who received any complaints, even from their district officials, that they are subject to harassment for any form of discrimination with regards to not being given the Gen 20 as their party, as their SG is alleging. So from this end, as far as we know, the information here is that there was participation, everyone was there. It was not only political parties, we had a civil society organization, and even at the government center, when I was at the center yesterday, their officials, they have been there day and night, ensuring that the results are verified, everything goes to plan. And for us here, it is surprising, that statement. Maybe it meant other parts of the province, but for Livingstone, to be specific, no reports of such incidents whereby the PF polling agents are being harassed. They are not given the Gen 20 for us here, as far as we are concerned.
As far as the areas that you covered. All right, so that is as far as the areas that you covered is concerned. Now, we're going to be getting back to you, and hopefully by the time we get back, you're going to be giving us an update with regards how many members of parliament have been declared winners in that particular constituency, or do you have that information with you at this moment? And in that particular province, how many members of parliament have been declared winners?
Okay, so in the last 1 hour, I was in touch with people on the ground in Snazongo constituency, and they confirmed with me that the incumbent, Gift Sialuvalo, is headed for a landslide victory in Snazongo constituency. So for that one, it is not yet declared, but the projections are that he is winning by landslide. And also we saw the Choma Central constituency, Cornelius Mwekwa also winning with a landslide of 50,000 plus against 5,000 of Kenneth Mola. So that is also another update from Southern Province. And also projections are showing that Katombora constituency, in as much the results have not yet been tallied, but the projections are that Clement Andeleki, the parliamentary hopeful under the UPND, is also headed for a landslide victory. And also we have seen we are hearing also from Kalomo constituency that the UPND candidate who goes by the name of Harry Kamboni is also faring very well. So generally, Southern Province is headed for big victories in terms of UPND dominating, and also we saw in Gwembe. It might interest you that Gwembe also results there. They are going for UPND. So the projections here in Southern Province, both at presidential, parliamentary, mayoral, and councillor levels, we are having almost landslide victories. But also, just to amplify what our reporter on the ground in Kazungula reported, that independent candidates were scooping councillor position. That is something which is very surprising, because the Southern Province, to be specific, Katombora, is well known to be a very firm stronghold for the UPND. But there we are seeing some shift in terms of people now are voting based on a personality perspective, not as opposed to the party. So those are some of the trends that are currently taking place here in Southern Province.
All right, thank you very much for having joined us, and we look forward to having more conversation with you as the day goes.
Thank you very much. For the best.
All right, I still have online via Zoom Ephias Kaputula, and he's supposed to be joining in shortly. Ephias, are you there? And good afternoon, if you can hear me.
You can be said. You can come. I'm just requesting for help.
Hello, Ephias. All right, we're being joined by Ephias Kaputula. And Ephias, if you can hear me, we can't see you. Kindly turn on your video so that we are able to see. There's an announcement that is being made of results at the moment within Lusaka, and I would want to hear and see what is happening where you are, Ephias Kaputula. He's supposed to be giving us an update with regards the votes that are being announced at Chinika result center with about 180 polling stations. Let's go there now. All right, Ephias, how are you? And good afternoon.
Hello, Seth. Good afternoon. I'm fine. How are you?
Very fine, thank you. Tell us where you are right now and what activity is about to, start.
I am at Chinika Result Center, Kanyama constituency.
All right.
The update I can give right now is that they are announcing the results. They have been announcing results. I'm told since yesterday around 13 hours. I did spend the night here. I can just say in the night there was a bit of an issue where some people were caught trying to tamper with processed materials, that is the G20 forms. So those are the backup documents for the results that have been announced. But as you can see, these ballot boxes that are here, these documents are kept to back up the results in case of any future difference. But some people were caught tampering with these papers. So they are announcing the results from polling stations, and so far about 190 about 190 polling stations have been announced. Because the last update they were around at 161. The total polling stations in Kanyama they are actually 201 in total.
All right. Are you able to give us an update with the votes announced so far? How the results are looking like?
It seems the constituency is siding the opposition United Party for National Development from the results that have been announced. Actually, in the night here, for some, I don't know for some obvious reasons, it was only the polling agents for the United Party for National Development that were left monitoring the announcement of results. The other political parties think they are already given up. However, the announcing is still going on.
All right. What is the next activity? Are you going to be giving us that announcement, or is that as far as the update goes from your end today?
Hello?
What is the status now? Are you going to be giving us that particular announcing of results, or are you, moving to another polling station at this moment?
No, I'm going to be here because they are going to consolidate in a short while. They are going to consolidate the results that have been announced. They are going to conclude very soon. I'm going to get back and give you the total results that have been announced, and also perhaps the winner. Who's going to be the winner? They are saying that we are perhaps 14 hours, according to their projection.
All right. Thank you very much, FS Kapitula, for giving us that update. And right now, we are going to be going to Nakatindi Hall, where some results are going to be, given to us. Margaret Chota is on the ground there, and we're going to be crossing live to Margaret Chota, just so that we, get information with regards what is happening at Nakatindi Hall and the results that are going to be announced in a very short while. You're watching this program on Movie Television, and would want you to be a part of this program. Do drop a comment, and we're going to be reading those messages a little later. Margaret Chota is on standby, is going to be joining us in a very short while. And also on the other side, we're going to be joined by John Shikabe, who is bringing us results. And right now, he tells us that there are results that have been posted for Dundumwezi, where it's highly in the favor of the opposition United Party for National Development. So we're going to be getting to that particular result in a short while. And Margaret unfortunately can't manage to join us live, but she tells us that Lusaka Central constituency has officially been declared to have been carried by UPND's Mulambo Haimbe, and we're going to be getting to the figures and that as she tries to get reactions in a very short while. But you are joining us live from Movie Television. We're going to be giving you that information in a very short while, but the information that we have received so far is that UPND's Mulambo Haimbe has won the seat. That's the Lusaka Central seat, and this means that the Patriotic Front have lost this particular seat, which was being held by Margaret Mwanakatwe, who was once Minister of Finance, and now this means that the Lusaka Central has gone to the UPND. It's interesting how this parliament is going to look like, because the numbers of members of parliament that are being announced right now are seemingly, in the favor of the UPND, more so in a very huge sense in the favor of the UPND. So we're going to be getting to that, and we're going to see how this parliament is going to look like. We're going to be looking at, the composition of parliament. The information that we are receiving right now is that majority of the seats have gone to the UPND. We're going to be looking at how many of those seats in particular as soon as the official announcements like the one for Lusaka Central, which has just been made, are made. Right now we take a short break. On the other side we continue with Zambia votes. Reporters, in the field, try to get the feel of what is transpiring on the ground. And joining us now is Valerie Banda. Valerie, good afternoon. Hello, Valerie, good afternoon. Hello, Valerie, good afternoon. All right, we get to Margaret. Margaret, good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon.
In the same location.
All right, let's see what is happening there. All right, Margaret, we can see celebratory, chants there by now Lusaka Central Member of Parliament Mulambo Haimbe, as well as his supporters. How was, this particular announcement, and what was the reaction at that, totaling center?
They were so happy after they announced it, because earlier in the morning they caught about 2 people trying to tamper with the documents, the results documents.
All right. So you said 2 people.
After they announced, they were so happy because it was very tough in Nakatindi Hall as they tried to. Someone was trying to tamper with the documents, so it had to. It was like after Haimbe spoke to some of the officials from the Electoral Commission of Zambia, that's when they decided to announce. Otherwise, it's like they didn't want to announce the results until after Haimbe tried to speak to them. After that, that's when they just announced the winner.
All right. Do you have the actual results for that constituency? And what is, the difference? Is the difference very significant? And how is it looking on the presidential vote?
For the presidential, the returning officer, she didn't mention anything. She said she's not capable of telling us the results, the presidential results. She only gave us the for the MP and the councillor. So we are still compiling updates.
All right, we look forward to that update, Margaret and Valerie. Thank you very much for being available.
Thank you.
All right, we're now going to be crossing to John Shikabi, who is equally going to be giving us an update with regards some results in Southern Province. John, I hope you are hearing this and getting this conversation that we are having here. Are you there? Hello, John. All right, we wait for John to join us. But before John does join us, I do have Mavuto Piri as well as Tabula Kelvin Chifokolo back from whichever planet you flew to. But welcome back. We've seen Njenja is how his slogan goes. Pick up Lusaka Central, which was, formerly PF.
I'm sure that our colleagues and others that were telling people not to rely much on social media results, that is now official. It has been declared. Lusaka Central again has slipped off the hands of the PF, because now it's official. Council Haimbe Mulambo is now the Member of Parliament for the people of Lusaka Central. So far, we only have one confirmed result on the 7 constituencies that we have in Lusaka. Wishing him all the best, and as he gets to deliver on the promises that he was giving, to the people of Lusaka Central. Lusaka Central has got different challenges at different locations. People of Bauleni have got their own, demands or challenges. Also, people of Luangwa, Townsend and Kaplonga Woodlands, their demands are different. And tough luck to former Minister of Finance, Madam Margaret Manakato, Honorable, that she has lost that seat at the hands of Mulambo Haimbe. We can only say congratulations to Council. Indeed, he had to put in a spirited fight, and his fight has paid off at last. And wishing all the best to others that are remaining in Lusaka. I'm interested in knowing who is going to carry the day in different constituencies, but it is done and dusted in Lusaka Central.
Mavuto, this morning we were discussing the possible composition of this parliament. Now, as these results are getting confirmed and verified, we're going to be looking at this empty parliament and filling in these members. But from the projections that have been made so far, the opposition seems to have gotten a huge chunk, or is headed to get a huge chunk of these seats. How is it going to mean running a parliament full of one party?
That's parliament now. I think what is key said is that is to have members of parliament, and these members of parliament have a huge responsibility. You are aware that away from two running top contenders, but I'll give case scenarios as well. In that one of the immediate issues, I think the celebrations are still on. If you were to look at the case scenario, you realize that it could be nice to have such a parliament where maybe one party has a majority, in that even when there are certain progressive things, previously we've seen how the other side of the equation has been able to blackmail the other side of the equation in not implementing some of their activities. But it's also how they will behave in parliament, not abusing their numbers. Because what has always come out of parliament, those with the majority, they've literally abused the numbers. But now, clearly, we are seeing that one political party might even go up with 100 plus members of parliament. That leaves you with only about 56. Or,
if you're lucky.
Less than 56. So what is key is these members of parliament that have gone or have been voted for have now some sort of a social contract with the Zambian people. Because previously we've seen those who were vocal on butane in terms of how they've been paid. And you are aware that many of the Zambians were not in support of butane.
And there was a promise that butane will come back.
Yes. So you see now they've curtailed some of those that were advocates of butane. Have lost their seats. They've been casualties. I think we are aware, and we've seen what has happened in Malambo. We are aware with what has happened in Kabwe Central just here. Our brother and friend has been beaten pants down, if I was to use that term, by a lady, even when he was very outspoken. And you remember at one time, in terms of how he was blackmailing the other man who had wanted to stand, who was a former DC of Kabwe.
Was also lost at the mayoral.
Who he said he was decampaigning the president. If a president never feels, then if he didn't feel, now a president never feels. So it speaks volumes for me. But it will be very exciting to see how this particular parliament will span out. Although the opposition have made major inroads, like we've stated, today or tomorrow, dependent on what time the announcement of the results will finish. It will be interesting to see a member of parliament from Malambo representing the UPND. It takes us to possibly the old days. It will be exciting to see a member of parliament in terms of independent representing Petauke, representing Lumezi, and also Chipata Central as an opposition member of parliament in Mutolo Piri. So there are all these things. Chadis are equally, the UPND I think have taken that seat. So there are all these seats, and now there will be no language of saying the UPND was only concentrated in one portion of the country. But now it's holistic in nature. It has got a national character in terms of representation, and it shows that they've worked hard in these other areas. It's not easy to go to Malambo and get a seat. It's not easy to go to Chadiza to go and get a seat. But you see, many of these areas have voted in the manner they voted. Yes, because in Lusaka, for instance, we're being told of this huge infrastructure development. But when you go to Lundazi, for instance, the concern has been the Lundazi Chama Road that has not been worked on. The bridge. And this is how people have responded, to say we've always given you the vote, but the development has not come. So, well and good. Well, with the setup that we're going to witness soon.
We're going to have to take a break, and then as the Electoral Commission of Zambia gets ready to give us that update, we're going to be crossing to the National Totaling Center for results. When those results are given, we do then hope that we can analyze. But gentlemen, the Patriotic Front Secretary General Davis Mwila has continued and has made further allegations saying that his polling agents in northwestern, western and southern province were chased from polling stations. But then that was on polling day. But then I spoke to Muyam Kumbuta from Livingston, who has said that he, particularly in Livingston, did not witness any such activity. Says that if there was anything of such that may have happened, it might have happened in a vicinity that he was not.
But you see, he said it makes very exciting readings, because this is a governing political party that is partly mandated with the responsibility to provide security to you and me. It speaks volumes that these things were happening under their guise. And we've been amplifying this to say, truly, if you were to ask, as the governing party being in charge of some of these things, these areas where they're saying political strongholds for the opposition, my question is, but they were still providing governance, and they're still in charge of the country. So why did they fail? It raises a lot of questions. When I looked at it, at one point I thought he was joking. But I saw his level of chemistry. Truly, was he serious? Was he?
Yes.
And they raised that question?
Yes. And they have documents supporting their concerns that they have, handed over to the Electoral Commission of Zambia, so he says. But that the Electoral Commission of Zambia has been...
And this is a governing political party?
Yes.
Sure.
But for me, again, also, when we look at how the statements that are coming from the governing party, Antonio is from saying the PF are winning these elections.
He's just saying that.
Yes. That they are winning these elections. You are aware, yesterday, the same Secretary General today was crying or lamenting about his members of the party being chased from the totaling centers in southern, western and northwestern province. Yesterday said, according to our PVT, we are winning. And so one may just wonder, so what has happened to your PVT? Does it mean your PVT didn't include the 3 provinces? And the question wasn't answered by the commission. I was hoping that because he said you are aware, we have reported these cases to you. Our men and women were even abducted. In Northwestern, our chairman was killed. Our men and women were chased from polling stations, and you are aware you have this information. I think it would be nice to hear the stance of the commission, because he has accused them that they are aware. If they are aware, what is it that they have done? What is it that they are doing about the abduction and the chasing of the polling staff from the PF? The commission should tell us. The commission should come out and state if at all there are some constituencies or districts where PF members who are monitoring the elections were chased from those polling stations, because he has put it clearly. He has put it on record that the Electoral Commission of Zambia is aware. So anyway, we'll wait and see the response from the Electoral Commission of Zambia and how far this thing will go. But clearly, the media director is still bubbling with confidence that they're winning these elections.
We will keep you posted with regards the happenings. We do need to go for this break. Then when the Electoral Commission of Zambia, is set, we will join and bring you that coverage of the announcement of these results. The second announcement of the presidential election by constituency. We have 15 confirmed constituencies so far, and as things stand, Patriotic Front's Edgar Lungu is running second to Hakainde Hichilema's, who is of the UPND, who is in pole position. The difference in votes is over 60,000. Over 60,000 is the difference, and anything in this election is possible, so claims the Patriotic Front and the UPND, who both are saying they have won the presidential vote. The Electoral Commission of Zambia is the referee that has been assigned by you, the Zambians, to monitor and check, your choice that you have made, or that you made through the ballot on the 12th of August, and they are to announce how you have rated these candidates that placed their names up, for these positions, and the biggest position, or the highest position rather, in this land of Zambia, President of the Republic. We're going to see how the Electoral Commission of Zambia is going to announce these. They've said, even when we spoke earlier, or when they spoke to us earlier, they said that they are going to ensure that they try by all means to announce the winner, the presidential candidate that wins this election within 72 hours. Join us later.